There is a long time to wait. For the Seattle Supersonics, the wait is over. And it's a determined Sonic team headed for the court, looking to put 1994 behind them once and for all. A near-capacity crowd gathering in the Tacoma Dome in Tacoma, Washington. Fans of all ages are here to get behind their home-standing Supersonics in Game 1 of this series. Here in the Tacoma Dome, a crowd of around 15,000 on hand for this Game 1 in this series. The Lakers and the Sonics, as we look at the starting lineups tonight. Ceballos, Campbell, and Divac up front for Los Angeles. They've got Van Exel and Peeler at the guard line. The Sonics with Schrempf, Kemp, Irvin Johnson, Nate McMillan, and Gary Payton in the backcourt.
Well, one of the things that Del Harris wants to do in this ball game to control this basketball game, he feels his team has to do three things, JD. They've got to rebound, they've got to take care of transition defense, and they've got to have good ball distribution. Del Harris says that when they do those three things, his team wins basketball games.
And in the week or so leading up to this game, in preparation, they went back to the basics. Almost a training camp approach, as did most teams in the playoffs. The Lakers controlling the tip. Van Exel against Payton, and already we focus in on that point guard matchup. Nick Van Exel with a strong move to the hoop. 7-win season. The second best in team history. To last year's 63. 4-3, it's Schrempf.
And Jeff Schrempf, high-scoring small forward for Seattle.
Both of those guys coming off career seasons, and Elvin Campbell scoring in the post. The regular season only lost 9 games here in the Tacoma Dome, and 2 of them came to the hands of the Lakers. Inside to Kemp. What a poster dunk for Shawn Kemp. Stood out on the court. Kemp. Payton for 3.
The ball is going to be punched inside. Threaded the needle, got it inside.
The ball in a 4-point lead. Gatlin Schrempf against Ceballos, leaves it for Payton. Kemp on the reload shot against Campbell. But of course, what they're trying to do is get rid of the playoff pain of that upset loss last year in the first round. All those regular season victories, they know, mean nothing unless they can make some hay in the playoffs, and Payton scores to make it a 9-point run for Seattle. Peeler plays into Divac. Rejected by Kemp. It's goaltending, and Vlade Divac gets the hoop. Kevin Kiley.
Thank you, Jim. Nate McMillan, I talked to him before the game. He's had a season-long left ankle bone spur injury. Trouble
for the Sonics. Here's the shot got knocked down by Van Exel. Now being changed as the Lakers have scored the last 7. Gatlin Schrempf for 3. That's his second 3 already. 5 on the shot clock. Van Exel. Ceballos for 3. Vlade Divac the offensive rebound. Another block inside. No goaltend on that one. The Sonic. One of the underrated centers in this league.
Well, indeed he is. Vlade Divac is the leading passing center in the NBA. More assists than any other center in the league.
Oh, Shawn Kemp with an acrobatic move. Taken down by Kemp. Payton. Tipped in by Johnson. And the Lakers have to be fairly pleased with where they are, considering how this game began. Bowie against Perkins. And it's a 4-point ball game.
Nothing like a make the shoot around. Said he'll play, and he's playing.
Gatlin Schrempf off the glass.
Well, what I say about last year, it happened. We're here now, and we got to put that out of our mind. And everybody been waiting for us to get to this point, so we're here. So let's do it.
There with the best. He's having a whale of a year. Gary Payton is an outstanding intimidator defensively. One of the few guys.
Sam Perkins drains the 3. That basket by Perkins gives Seattle its biggest lead so far. 1:35 left in the first. A return to Jones from Bowie. Nice play. And Eddie Jones
Do more posting up, more individual play. They think they can attack certain members of the second unit of the Lakers.
Kendall Gill on the feed from Askew. Sedale 3 drops it for Bowie. George Lynch with his first basket. Can play it for one. Closing seconds of the first quarter. Gill. Askew gets it away, but short. And the first quarter comes to an end here in Tacoma with the Sonics in front, 29-22.
Nothing. 0 for 4.
He hasn't scored, in other words. 10 on the shot clock. McMillan, nice feed into Askew. Reed again, guarded by McMillan. Divac with a pitch out to Ceballos. Eddie Jones to 3. Now it's Divac who steps up.
There's that ball movement that Del Harris was talking about. The 3 elements that he wanted. He got it that time.
The Lakers within 7. Sean Kemp.
Up to 12 straight games for the Lakers.
And the Lakers won both games here during the regular season. Ceballos finally has his first 2. Sonics on the move. McMillan. Kendall Gill over Van Exel. For 3. Kendall Gill. And Van Exel stepped up. It's Streeter stepped up to make the steal. He's going all the way, and Sedale has it.
He needs another big man because of Sam's offense.
Van Exel trying to dribble away from the double team. Anthony Peeler comes up shooting. And on Van Exel, here's Perkins, had it knocked away. Peeler a steal, leaves it for Van Exel on the run. And Van Exel with the layup brings the Lakers to within 8 and lead it 1-0 in their respective series. Nick Van Exel with Payton on him. Van Exel rolls out right by him. Nice roll. Nate McMillan. Perkins for 3. Sam Perkins with his second 3 tonight.
Well, they're 6 out of 13. The Lakers are 1 for 10 from the 3-point line.
Peeler off the drive. So twice now the Lakers have final seconds of the first half here in the Tacoma Dome. All things considered, the Lakers, who were down by 14 at one time, trail by 8, and Peeler gets it away in time. It's an 8-point lead for Seattle at halftime. Nick Van Exel in his playoff debut, carrying the Lakers so far. He's got 16 points here at halftime. 50-42, Seattle with the halftime lead.
Coach, 42 points in the first half, 3 fouls to Divac and Eldon Campbell, but you're still in the game. What's the plan for the second half?
Yeah, well, obviously, we got to keep out of the foul trouble, and some shots got to go down. We're only 1 for 11 from the 3, and they made 6 of them. That's the difference in the game.
You seem to be concerned with the ball movement with your inside guys.
Well, our spacing is what I'm concerned about. Our bigs haven't been doing a good job of staying spaced inside on the low post, and then our shooters have spotted up shallow, and that allows them to do a lot of zoning out there without us exposing it. We got to get our better spreads.
All right, Coach, thanks a bunch.
Okay.
We talked earlier about the matchup, Van Exel and Payton, and earlier today, Nick Van Exel had, he talked about that matchup as well and with us, and there you see how well he's played him so far.
I can't let him back me down into the post. He's a great post offensive player, and he's great in transition. We have to stop their transition. And the way he's going to play me, I don't think he's going to leave me. I don't think he's going to do much double teaming like he usually does. And he's going to be up in my grill a lot.
7-point lead for Seattle this trip. Payton in the post against Van Exel. Out to Kemp. Sean Kemp in double figures. Gary Payton. Shrimp.
shot.
Gary Payton leaves the ball for McMillan as Payton goes down the post. Van Exel. McMillan underneath to Johnson. Irvin Johnson. Timeout taken by the Lakers. They roar to life in the Tacoma Dome as the Supersonics have opened up a 13-point lead. The Utah Jazz by 2 over Houston. Here the home team leads it. Campbell the dunk, and it's an 11-point lead for Seattle.
Almost this entire game.
Nick Van Exel off the steal. Peeler knocks out a 3. Anthony Peeler with that 3. That's just the second 3 by the Lakers so far tonight. And McMillan comes back with a quick counter for Seattle. His first field goal. Place at D-Box with 6 minutes left in the third. Van Exel. Wow. Nick Van Exel, how did he even see the rim? The Sonics this season in the regular season lost both times to the Lakers here. Van Exel to steal, coast to coast. It's a 6-point game for the Lakers. A hoop makes it a 4-point game. That pass tipped, but Campbell controls. 8 on the clock. Van Exel for 3. Book it. Nick Van Exel, his second 3 of the game. It's a 3-point Seattle lead, and George Karl takes time. Eddie Jones for 3. And the long rebound to Payton. In transition, Kendall Gill gets the layup.
Oh, that was a tough move. You got the ball.
Van Exel with 10 to shoot. They double on Bowie. Campbell comes up shooting. Eldon Campbell is going to have
Standing around on a weak side by the Lakers. They should be doing some flashing into the lane. Bring the big men in the lane.
Sam Perkins hits again, and it's a 9-point lead for Seattle. The pass to Bowie loose. Seattle is steal. Kemp puts the Sonics up 11. Now with 8 seconds left, the Lakers trying to get something here as the third quarter's coming to an end. Eddie Jones missing for 3. And it's the Supersonics who have the momentum after 3. Seattle by 11 on a 10-2 run to close out the third. Out to 3. Nick Van Exel for 3.
I tell you what, that's great rotation by Seattle. Great defensive rotation.
Payton is fouled. The basket's good.
Couple of passes, get something up, and an occasional outlet pass and an occasional steal. That's it, gang.
I thought we were in the wild, wild west. That's why I said earlier, what's this, Cleveland and New York? Kendall Gill advantage in this best out of 5 series. Divac on a feed from Ceballos, stolen by Gill. McMillan. And that gives Seattle its biggest lead of the game. Del Harris takes time.
Better shots. Back to you.
Oh, you're right about that, Kevin.
Well, here's Divac in the post and a goaltend call on the Kemp block, so Vlade gets the basket. McMillan. Sean Kemp.
A cradle.
And the ball tipped to the floor where McMillan comes away with it. Askew inside. Gets his own rebound. Vince Askew.
That's why you like him.
Eddie Jones for 3. The rebound to Perkins. Throwing deep for Kemp. Touchdown. Eddie Jones hustles for the rebound. Tony Smith for 3. Inside pass, Miller knocked it away. Lakers to steal, but McMillan a re-steal. To Kemp. Wow! Over Divac.
Go for the purple. Sean Kemp said,
Miller working inside, and now it's Van Exel.
First seed, Denver had the 8, and historically, they lost. The only time an 8th seed has ever beaten the first seed. That's the big cloud. That's the demon that they must dispel.
And they can't do it until they win this series.
It's the big cloud.
Still some thunder and lightning in that big cloud. Nick Van Exel, yep, and a foul. The Sonics' 19-point lead equals the largest. 2:30 left. Peeler from the perimeter. At the scorer's table, though, Houston. Johnson has it knocked out of bounds by Smith, and now Houston will come in, and Kemp will get a hand as he heads to the bench. 21 for Sean Kemp tonight, 9 in the fourth.